So as I was kind of pulling in, they lifted their back window.
Okay.
I saw a muzzle. They shot.
Brandon Boudreaux, the ex-husband of Lori Vallow Daybell's niece, describing someone shooting at him in October of 2019. Now prosecutors in Arizona say Lori's brother fired the shot and she was part of the plan to kill him.
My kids have been held out of state.
You were also criminally trespassed over the phone by me.
But what about Lori's niece, Melani Pawlowski, Brandon's ex-wife? Could she be charged? Thanks for joining us here on Law and Crime. I'm Angenette Levy. A reporter in Arizona, Justin Lum, is reporting that a Maricopa County grand jury indicted Lori Vallow Daybell in February of 2022 on one count of conspiracy to commit the first-degree murder of Brandon Boudreaux. But that indictment is sealed. Vallow Daybell was already facing a conspiracy charge in Arizona for the murder of her estranged husband, Charles Vallow, in July of 2019. Nearly 3 months after Charles's murder, in October, body camera video captured Brandon Boudreaux telling Gilbert police officers that someone fired at him as he was pulling up to his home.
I noticed a green Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
It's like a pukey green color. Had a Texas plate. I just moved in a week ago, so I thought maybe it was just my neighbor.
Okay.
So as I was kind of pulling in, they lifted their back window.
Okay.
I saw a muzzle. They shot.
Are we talking a real gun, a BB gun?
It's got to be like a BB gun or an airsoft.
Okay, so they shot, then what happened?
It hit my window, and instead of turning in, it scared me really bad.
Okay.
I thought, I'm getting shot at, so I drove straight. So
Okay.
I drove straight really fast.
Okay.
Pulled around the corner, got my phone out, called 911.
The indictment charging Lori with conspiracy says that Alex Cox was the shooter. Brandon Boudreaux was in the middle of divorcing Lori's niece, Melani Pawlowski, at the time. Brandon and Melani have 4 children together. The following month, on November 15th, 2019, Melani appeared at the home of Brandon's parents in Salt Lake City.
My kids have been held out of state.
You were also criminally trespassed over the phone by me. You were
I asked
warned.
an officer to come here last night to do a check-in because I'm worried they're in danger.
But you came over here after being told that you were criminally trespassed.
But I have an agreement saying that.
From this residence, correct?
But my order says that it's my time with my kids. They're supposed to be in Arizona. My husband's kept them out of school.
trespassed from this location.
Melani made a curious request during her interaction with police.
Do you have a victim's advocate I can speak to in the police department, please?
The language that Melani used, asking for a victim's advocate, was eerily similar to an interaction that her aunt, Lori Vallow Daybell, had with police following the fatal shooting of Charles by Alex Cox just 4 months earlier.
So this is Denise.
Hi. Hi. Sorry.
So she's gonna take you over to a conference room so you guys can sit and talk and stuff.
Fast forward to that night in November of 2019, Melani was not alone.
Hello. What's up, Alex?
Yeah.
You have your ID on you, man?
Yeah.
Let me get that from you real quick.
Can I open the door? I just gotta.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
if you need
basically
to.
my back pocket.
Just keep your hands out where we can see them, all right?
No
You're good.
problema.
That was Alex Cox with his niece that night. Given the allegations now that Alex tried to shoot and kill Brandon Boudreaux, this video looks a lot different. Police took Melani into custody that night, adding a domestic violence enhancement to the charge.
All right, Melanie. Today you're going to be receiving a citation for criminal trespass.
Melani was later convicted of that charge and sentenced to probation. Law and Crime's Gigi McKelvey, who hosts the Pretty Lies and Alibis podcast, says Melani and Brandon's children were discussed during testimony at Lori's Idaho murder trial. They were referred to as dark, meaning they were possessed by zombies or evil spirits. People who were dark in Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell's orbit typically ended up dead.
We learned during the trial that 3 of her children were dark, so thank goodness she didn't get her hands on her kids. But it's interesting because we know Melani Pawlowski did not testify at this hearing. She was there in the courtroom for several, or not in the courtroom, but she was in the courthouse for several days and never went on the stand. So my theory, honestly, is that maybe they didn't call her because she's going to face charges in Arizona for Brandon, and maybe the prosecution just felt like that needed to be its own thing. They got their guilty verdict. So at the end of the day, her testimony really wasn't needed. So I think that the both of them could be in hot water in Arizona, but it did include that date for Lori specifically. So it looks like maybe they have some sort of digital evidence that she was in on that conspiracy.
I've reached out to the attorneys for Melani Pawlowski to ask them about why she was not called to testify at the trial and whether or not it's possible she could be charged in the attempt on Brandon's life. So far, they have not responded. For Law and Crime, I'm Angenette Levy.